always have to introduce you as my first crush, Amy. Thank you for taking a second.
Well, that made my day.
Yeah, I mean, you and Wonder Woman, the Linda Carter one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm in good company.
Let's just roll right into some questions, Amy. Five quick envelopes here, one taken from the Facebook wall. Let's say if you look at your day planner, I don't know if you and Vince share one, but what is the non-musical or non-work related event that you're most excited about when you look at the summertime?
The summertime, a camping trip, a week-long camping trip. I did it last year after I picked up my daughter from camp, and I'm trying to talk Vincent to coming with us. He's less of an outdoors kind of camping guy.
I think the last time you and I talked, you broke into a story about your best day being one of those camping trips, but you also said that possibly could have been Vince's worst day.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Yeah, that's probably...
I think about that conversation whenever I take my girls camping, because you were very vivid in describing, when you first start waking up in the morning.
And he said that was the longest night of his life.
Yeah, right, there it is.
Yeah.
But you start to hear things, and your brain just starts to take all this stuff in,
Yeah. When I was a kid, my dad took my next older sister and mom and me on a camping trip, and he told my mother he would pack all the food, and all he packed was hot dogs. Well, my mother is slightly allergic to hot dogs, and she threw up the whole weekend. And it was so funny because, in my mind, part of a camping trip is that somebody's going to be miserable.
Right. It's just part of it, yeah.
It's okay.
I know that, you were doing your thing before DC Talk was really hitting its peak. Now that the reunion is kind of set and rumors are going around, so can we just get your thoughts on possibly this long-awaited Tate, K-Max, Toby, if it happens?
Well, I think it's fun. I mean, the great thing about listening to music from an earlier time in your life, whatever music that is that it takes you back.
Yeah.
I mean, suddenly it's, oh my goodness, I remember how I felt then. And I don't know, I think people have a physical response to music, especially when it's been unavailable in a live setting because people haven't been performing together. So this could be a really magical reunion.
Now, would you attend said show if it came to Nashville?
I would love to attend such show. Yes.
All right, and hopefully you end up with comps, right?
Oh, I try to always pay for my tickets because that's how I make my living too.
Right. What the top 3 songs are on your iPod playlist right now?
I have a very old car, and so I can't play music through my iPod. And I try not to use earbuds because I don't want to lose my hearing prematurely.
Yeah.
So at the risk of sounding like a total loser, the last CDs that I bought were The Lone Bellow and an artist that a girl named Amy Speece. I just got her record. I haven't even listened to it yet. But I'm always circulating through some Bruce Springsteen, some Aretha Franklin, and just whatever else is out there.
It would have been better if I set the question up with, what are the first 3 songs that show up on the cassette tape in your car, right? It's not that old?
I have a cassette player. I just don't have any tapes.
Okay, right. I don't think I've ever asked you this, but when did the moment come before you got signed or anything like that where you first started realizing that you had some vocal chops, and how awkward was that time period where you were trying to figure that out and people were starting to notice?
I had a record deal before I thought I knew how to sing.
Really?
Yeah, it was a quirky time. The whole concept of people putting faith, lyrics to contemporary music was a new thing. But, of course, I grew up in Nashville. There's all kinds of music here, always has been. So I was called by a record company in Texas and offered a deal over the phone. Huh. Well, they hadn't even heard me in person, and I knew I wasn't any good. But I loved music, and I did write, and that's what I enjoyed doing at the time. I mean, I was 15. It never even occurred to me what I would do for a career. I think I've just always looked at it as, oh my goodness, I can't believe this door swung open for me.
Yeah.
I still feel that way.
What is the greatest song that you have ever written in the back of your mind if you had to pick one that you're the most proud of?
Well, the song that I'm requested to sing the most, I did not write. Okay. But it's probably the most life-changing song, and so I would have to give that kudos, and it's a song called El Shaddai.
Yeah.
I mean, when people really want to party, that's not the rave song they choose, but that is probably the biggest life changer.
What about songwriting-wise, just as a songwriter?
Well, of course, I'm always hoping that the song I just finished is the most important song. And this new record is filled with a lot of those. I would say probably because Breath of Heaven is a seasonal song, it's revisited every Christmas.
Yeah.
Chris Eaton and I wrote that. But that one probably, just because it kind of has a new entree every year, I get a lot of requests for that.
Just so you're aware, when the Rich Mullins film comes out, I play your assistant in a couple of the scenes. The woman that plays you in the film is the director's wife, very talented actress out in LA.
Oh, you're kidding.
And so I'm basically the assistant. As you say, what's the song that Rich wrote that was the first one?
Doubly Good, or Sing Your Praise to the Lord?
Sing Your Praise to the Lord. When you say, I like this, I want to do this, the guy that's your boss turns to me and says, who wrote this? What's this guy's name? And I show him a notepad. It's my big epic scene. I'm right behind you.
Were you feeling it? Were you motivated?
I just hope I didn't ruin the scene, but...
it's lined up on the editing room floor.
No, I think I made it.
But congratulations, that's fantastic.
Well, thank you. And the guy that plays your boss is the guy in A Few Good Men when Tom Cruise says, you can't handle the truth. The Marine he's talking about is up there on the stand getting in trouble, and that's the guy that plays your boss. So
fantastic. Well, in reality, if anybody had asked me when we listened to that song, which was on a cassette tape, I was in a conference room, and before the song had finished, I was standing on the table.
Whoa, we missed that one.
Yep, that's the way it really happened.
We'll go recut it.
Too late.
Well, I'm out of questions. I'm out of time. I know you're super, super swamped, and so I always appreciate you taking a couple minutes. So looking forward to diving into the new album.
Well, thanks so much, and I look forward to your film debut.
Hey, yeah. We'll be in touch around then. Maybe we can do something on the air, and you can judge and critique me, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. That sounds great. I appreciate it, Amy.
Okay, thanks.
The Q 90.1.